Exclusive contract from Feilu Novel Network Novel. The Secret Realm of the People. The beginning digs out Queen Medusa. In the era of traveling to the national secret realm, everyone can obtain an initial secret realm as an adult. Expand the initial secret realm of construction outward. In the infinite secret realm, there are countless opportunities. Some people dig up the secret realm of immortality, find the feathering method, and transcend the mundane to become immortals in the mortal world. Some people have discovered the mechanical secret realm, where machinery soars and proves the way with wisdom. And when Su Bai first expanded her secret realm, she unexpectedly activated the golden finger. Digging point tip. Discovering Queen Medusa, who is critically injured and dying, should we take advantage of the heat or save her? Looking at the warm and delicate body in front of her, Su Bai fell into contemplation. Is it still better to sing while it's hot or at night? With continuous excavation, Su Bai gradually unearthed many strange things. Burnt Black Willow. Former Ancestral Sacrifice Spirit, Immortal Way Giant, unparalleled in glory, powerful in 9 heavens, dig quickly, breaking sound. Masked little girl. Empress reincarnated, carrying tremendous weather luck, not to be missed. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 001, enter the initial secret realm and activate the golden finger. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I am about to open my own secret realm. In an old small room. Su Bai rubbed her hands and stared intently at the clock on the wall. The hour hand is about to point towards 12 o'clock. And as soon as it crossed 12 o'clock, Su Bai's age reached 20. In ancient times, this age was called week coronation. Although the practice of the week crown ceremony is not popular nowadays, there is another ritual waiting for humanity. Exclusive secret realm. 100 years ago, for some unknown reason, a secret realm suddenly descended. Anyone who reaches the age of 20 can obtain an initial secret realm. After mastering the initial secret realm, the masters can dig outward and continuously integrate other secret realms. And these secret realms contain countless opportunities. In some secret realms, there is a spiritual medicine garden that can help people practice. Some secret realms harbor countless rare and exotic beasts, as well as the legendary true dragons and colorful phoenixes. Some advanced secret realms even contain immortal elixirs, which can instantly transform into immortals upon consumption. For 100 years, humans have explored countless secret realms. Countless people rose to the sky by chance within the secret realm. Among them, there are many extraordinary and saintly people. For today's blue star power, burning mountains and boiling seas, and changing the world are not difficult tasks. While developing these secret realms, humans have also developed a set of cultivation methods. The current realm can be roughly divided into mud bodies, extraordinary, entering the holy, divine bridges, and feathered immortals. The mud body realm mainly relies on excavating various spiritual herbs and elixirs in the secret realm, and refining impurities from the flesh. It is rumored that everyone can refine their body to the limit of 108 times. But in these over 100 years, no one has ever been able to refine clay bodies 108 times. Refining more than 36 times can enter the extraordinary realm. But with each refining, one's qualifications improve, and their strength and potential also increase. So everyone will do their best to refine their physical body, and only then will they enter the extraordinary realm at the last moment. At this stage, it can be considered as laying the foundation. If cultivation is compared to building high-rise buildings, then the mud realm is laying the foundation. The more solid the foundation, the more stable the future tall buildings will be, and the higher they can be built. And now Su Bai has just reached the 5th layer of the mud tire. There's no way. He is a poor student and doesn't have as many resources to refine his physical body. Those wealthy children have family resources to support them, and they have been tempered at least 20 times at this time. Some people even start refining from the mother's womb. At the time of birth, the physical body has already reached the level of more than 10 layers of mud embryo realm. The gap between Su Bai's poverty and others is already quite significant. I don't know what will be in my initial secret realm. Su Bai murmured softly, with a hopeful expression on her face. Everyone's initial secret realm is different. Some people are lucky to have a spiritual medicine garden in the initial secret realm. So many spiritual medicines are enough for them to refine their flesh more than 10 times. But not everyone has such good luck. Some people's initial secret realm is extremely impoverished. Don't mention the elixir, maybe even the grass doesn't have it. Su Bai doesn't expect to have a medicinal field in her initial secret realm, as long as she can have a few good herbs. Bang! At this moment, an invisible roar sounded in Su Bai's ear. This voice is like the sound of a great bell, making Su Bai's mind shake. He immediately withdrew his mind. Su Bai knows. My initial secret realm is about to be opened. A mark flashed quickly across Su Bai's eyebrows, and at the same time, he also felt some strange connection. This eyebrow imprint is the medium between Su Bai and his initial secret realm. Finally arrived. Let me see what's good in the initial secret realm. An excited smile appeared on Su Bai's face, unable to resist the excitement in her heart. He quickly communicated with the media and sensed his initial secret realm. Bang! The next second, Su Bai's figure disappeared from the room. When Su Bai appeared again, she was already standing on a strange land. This land looks extremely barren and small, about the size of 10 football fields. This is the initial secret realm of Su Bai. It looks very desolate. Su Bai glanced around with an indescribable disappointment on her face. Although he is mentally prepared. But this is too barren. His initial secret realm looks like a desert, with scattered wild grass in the central area. Hey! Su Bai lowered her head and rubbed her face. My luck is still pulling the brakes as always. At this moment, Su Bai suddenly realized that a line of text had suddenly appeared in her field of vision. Medium soil. Soil that has been drained of spirituality and fertility, and is of no use. It can be used to plant some desert plants. Su Bai suddenly lifted her head, her eyes incredulous. What is this? There is no mention of the master of the secret realm in school, and there is also the ability to automatically introduce it. Wait. Is this my golden finger? Su Bai burst into tears of joy. He quickly looked at a wild grass beside him. Haloxylon amidendron. A wild grass with extremely strong vitality, its juice can satisfy hunger. Sure enough. This time there was also a prompt. Su Bai's face suddenly burst into a brilliant smile. Golden finger. I actually have golden fingers. It looks like. My golden fingers can indicate what I see. Su Bai made a few more attempts and managed to barely understand the ability of Gene Finger. This ability is also quite good. When integrating other secret realms, at least I can know what the excavated things are. Su Bai gradually calmed down and suddenly remembered the hint she had just given when looking at the ground beneath her feet. Being drained of spirituality and fertility. Su Bai couldn't help but look towards the central area of the secret realm. Among those few weeds, there is a rather peculiar spiritual grass. Is it this thing that has absorbed all the nutrients from the initial secret realm's land? Su Bai forcibly suppressed her inner expectations and walked slowly forward. He opened his eyes and looked at the spiritual grass, and his face suddenly became ecstatic. Sure enough. The soil nutrients in the initial secret realm have been absorbed by this 9-star grass. So much so that this place has turned into a desert. 9-star grass. One of the rare spiritual medicines, with extremely warm and moist medicinal power, it can help people recover from injuries, refine their bodies, and at least help you reach the 15th level of the mud body realm. 002, First Expansion, Queen Medusa. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. The appearance of the 9-star grass is similar to that of an ordinary spirit grass, and at first glance, it is really easy to overlook the past. It has 9 lantern-like fruits, emitting a hazy red glow. Su Bai squatted next to the 9-star grass, her eyes shining brightly. A 9-star grass can elevate me by 10 small levels. Su Bai clenched her right fist, her face excited. My initial secret realm is not completely barren, at least there is still a 9-star grass. Su Bai was not in a hurry to pull out the 9-star grass and take it. If you want to refine your flesh as much as possible, you must follow the order in which it is refined. At the beginning, use relatively low-level spiritual herbs and medicines, and then gradually use more valuable items. If you start refining your body with the highest level of resources, it will not be good. This kind of thing emphasizes gradual progress. After several generations and nearly 100 years of exploration and experimentation, some large families have summarized feasible plans that can allow their descendants to refine their flesh 70 or even 80 times. Unfortunately, these precious plans are all shelved by these big families and will not be shared at all. Su Bai also has a refining plan in her hand, which is distributed free of charge by the school. As long as it is quenched in the order of the plan, it is certain that it can be practiced to 30.6 layers. I must also refine my body as many times as possible. To become a strong person, this stage cannot be ignored. Su Bai squinted her eyes and muttered to herself. I'm not sure about the prompt function, can you guide me? Su Bai suddenly had a sudden inspiration in her heart. Since Golden Finger can prompt him with other items, perhaps it can also guide him to refine them. If it could really be like this, wouldn't it be possible for oneself to undergo the perfect refinement of the mud realm? Su Bai's breathing suddenly became thick and heavy. He held his breath and looked inside. At the moment he looked inside, the prompt text immediately popped out. A mortal body. Due to years of rewarding oneself, both the liver and kidneys suffer from deficiency, and the body has accumulated a lot of impurities, dirt, and toxins. It has reached the 5th layer of the mud embryo realm, M. If you want a perfect refining, it will be very difficult, but it is not impossible. For the next layer, it is recommended to use Mu Guang Hua Yi for refining, it's really possible. Looking at this slightly sarcastic line of text, Su Bai burst into laughter instead. The prompt function can really guide him to perform mud tire quenching. Su Bai seemed to have lost his mind and laughed heartily in the secret realm. With a prompt function, it can be perfectly refined. Reaching 108 layers of mud tire that has never been seen before and has never been seen again. Legend has it that when one reaches the 90 levels of the mud body realm, they have the qualification to become a feather immortal. If one can achieve perfection, wouldn't it be possible to surpass the feathered immortal? Su Bai's heart suddenly rose with a surge of pride. His original requirement for himself was that he could enter the extraordinary realm with 4 or 50 layers of mud. Because Su Bai is well aware that for poor students like him who lack resources and connections, this is already the limit. However, after having the Golden Finger, everything will change. As soon as Su Bai thought of reaching the most perfect level in the mud realm, her excitement erupted like a volcano in her heart. It took Su Bai a long time to gradually calm down. Although it can be perfectly refined, it definitely requires a lot of resources, and I'm still busy. Su Bai took a deep breath. The further you go to the mud body realm, the more advanced the required refining materials will be. You may even use dragon blood as an incredible resource. These things, even if you have money, you can't get them. So, what he needs to do now is not to be happy, but to make money. Mu Guang flower liquid is not a valuable resource, you can buy a lot with just a few gold coins. The universal currency in this world is no longer paper money, but gold. After the emergence of the secret realm, the value of gold not only did not fluctuate, but also became increasingly stable. Due to its stable nature of gold, its uses have become increasingly diverse. Su Bai touched her whole body and pulled out 7 or 8 gold coins. We need to focus on making money. Su Bai couldn't help but show a worried expression on her face. In his initial secret realm, there was only one 9-star grass and nothing else. There's nothing to sell. Of course, Su Bai would not sell the 9-star grass. What if this rare herb is useful for oneself? We can only excavate now. Su Bai couldn't help but sigh. The masters of the secret realm can expand outward 3 times a day, commonly known as mining. The so-called secret realm can be imagined as something like a honeycomb. The secret realm where Su Bai is located is one of the small holes. They can penetrate the barriers of the secret realm and expand other secret realms or fragments into their own secret realm. These fragmented spaces vary in size and often contain many good things inside. But doing so is also very dangerous. If there are any monsters in that fragmented space, once they expand into the initial secret realm, it would be a disaster. At least for cute newcomers like Su Bai, it is definitely a catastrophic disaster. Now he is only 5 layers of mud, just as powerful as a normal adult. This kind of thing depends on luck. Beginners shouldn't be able to dig up any monsters. Su Bai took a deep breath and lifted her head. Expand. More than 10 blue light dots immediately appeared over the secret realm, scattered throughout the air. These are the weakest barriers in the secret realm space, which are the excavation points that Su Bai can choose. The selection of excavation points varies, and the space for the excavated fragments also varies, resulting in naturally different outcomes. Just when Su Bai felt it was difficult to make a choice, her eyes suddenly lit up with joy. Because every time he looks at a spot of light, a row of prompt text appears. Digging point 1. There is a wicked spirit leopard behind that has been hungry for more than 10 days. Just dig it and speed up your life. Digging point 2. Choose here, you will harvest desert *1. Digging point 3. There is a good herb at the back, worth about 20 gold coins, which can be considered a good choice. Digging point 14. Damn it. There is a warm and fragrant Queen Medusa behind here who is seriously injured and on the brink of death. Dig quickly and you can still save her. Digging late, you can only take advantage of the heat. 003, dig out the queen, take advantage of the heat or seek treatment. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Queen Medusa. Su Bai looked at the prompt of digging point 14 and almost widened her eyes. He never imagined that he could mine Queen Medusa for the first time. And it was Queen Medusa who was seriously injured and dying. Digging. Su Bai hesitated and couldn't hold her mind. Queen Medusa is good, but whether to dig or not is a question. Faced with the prompt, Su Bai did not forget everything with joy, but first considered her own safety issues. Queen Medusa is definitely much stronger than him, so will there be any danger in digging it out? If the other party can obey themselves, it is certainly a good thing, but if not, digging it out is actually a threat. Give it a try, bike to motorcycle. After hesitating for a few minutes, Su Bai gritted her teeth and stomped her feet before making a decision. I have no reason not to dig it out and take a look. Moreover, the prompt also made it clear that Queen Medusa was seriously injured and dying. If her attitude towards herself is acceptable, perhaps she can try to recruit and treat her. If she has a killing intent on herself, Su Bai doesn't care what kind of queen she is, just kill her before making a decision. Dig. Su Bai immediately chooses to excavate at point 14. A strange force shot out from his hand and heart, hitting the 14th light blue spot. Ding! Suddenly, there was a sound of spatial barriers breaking. It sounds like glass has been smashed by a stone. At the same time, a small fragmented space, absorbed by Su Bai's initial secret realm. The initial secret realm, which was originally 10 football fields in size, has expanded by 1 point to an imperceptible extent. And in front of Su Bai, there was also an additional stone platform. On top of it lay a fragrant jade body dressed in splendid attire. The woman was wearing a graceful purple brocade robe, and her delicate body beneath the robe was full and delicate, like mature peaches, exuding a faint charm. 3,000 green threads scattered haphazardly on the table. Under the brocade robe, a purple snake tail appeared. A wild and enchanting aura emanated, making one feel inexplicably hot all over. Su Bai looked at the fragile and boneless body in front of her and swallowed hard. He looked at the seductive purple snake tail and couldn't take his gaze away for a moment. It's exactly the same as in the animation. It's really not possible. Taking advantage of the heat seems like a good choice, but where should we start? Papa, Su Bai lightly patted her face and withdrew those dirty thoughts. Queen Medusa. The queen of the snake clan in the Duki world. She failed to evolve due to devouring the heart fire of Qingchen earth and was engulfed in the void by the power of a strange fire. She was seriously injured and dying, and urgently needed treatment. Su Bai looked at the prompt and couldn't help but frown. Queen Medusa's life hangs on the line. Should she save or not save herself? Queen Medusa has strong capabilities and is still worth investing in. Su Bai hesitated for a long time and reluctantly pulled out the 9-star grass from the side. The medicinal power of 9-star grass is very gentle and suitable for healing Queen Medusa. Originally, Su Bai intended to keep it for her own use. But at this critical moment, I can't care too much. Isn't sustainable development emphasized nowadays? I also have to implement this strategy myself. While it's hot, it can only be heated once. If it were saved, it would be different. With someone Su's physique, it's not excessive to sing every night, right? And Queen Medusa's strength is very strong, which is definitely a good support in the early stage. I hope the investment is worth it. Su Bai carefully took down the lantern like fruits of the 9-star grass. Then gently inserted into Queen Medusa's red lips. As soon as the fruit entered Medusa's mouth, it immediately melted. The gentle medicinal power suddenly poured into the limbs of Queen Medusa, warming her meridians that were burned by the strange fire. After taking the 9-star grass, Queen Medusa immediately let out a whimper. She furrowed her beautiful eyebrows and looked as if she was in great pain. After Su Bai fed her all 9 fruits, Queen Medusa finally had a reaction. Queen Medusa slowly opened her eyes. A pair of narrow, pale purple eyes, with flowing waves, captivating the heavens. Who are you? Queen Medusa's gaze was filled with confusion, as well as a faint hostility. Su Bai clapped her hands and sat down next to the stone platform. I am the one who saved you. You are more aware of your current physical condition than I am. If there is really any malice towards you, I could have easily succeeded just now, so you should lie down well. Su Bai's posture is very comfortable and relaxed. Queen Medusa is indeed stronger than him now, but she currently does not pose a threat. Queen Medusa's eyebrows slightly relaxed when she heard Su Bai's words. Really, her current situation is very bad. If it weren't for the unique medicinal effect of warming and tonifying, I would probably have died now. Although Queen Medusa has a natural vigilance and hostility towards humanity, this hostility towards those who save lives is much lighter. Here, where is it? Medusa spoke up and asked, feeling her head ache tighten. She only remembers trying to devour the inner fire of Qingchen, but she didn't control it well and was backfired by the strange fire. When I woke up, I saw Su Bai. This is no longer the world of fighting spirit where you are, but the blue star. Su Bai smiled and explained to Medusa. You are now in my secret realm, very safe. I will do my best to save you. After listening to Su Bai's description, Medusa's heart trembled and her eyes were shocked. She actually came to a strange world. I am the pillar of the clan. What will happen to the snake race once she leaves? What should those people do? Just as Medusa's heart was in turmoil, the warm voice of Su Bai rang in her ear. Once you come, please settle down. Don't think too much now, take good care of yourself. I may not be unable to find a way back in the future. Medusa lightly tapped her chin and her gaze towards Su Bai softened a bit. Many. Thank you very much. Medusa stuttered and whispered her gratitude to Su Bai. As the queen of the snake race, this is the first time she has been so polite to humans. P.S. New book upload, hoping to receive your support and recognition. If you think it's okay, please give me more flowers, review tickets, and monthly tickets. Thank you very much for your help, and I will be more attentive. 004, Second Excavation, Valuable Blood of 1,000 Gold Coins. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As the medicinal power of the 9-star grass was fully absorbed by Queen Medusa, her injuries quickly recovered. I can quickly sit up from the stone platform and move freely down to the ground. This is truly a wonderful place. Medusa's attitude towards Su Bai has undergone significant changes compared to before. At least, there is no longer any hostility in the eyes. She heard a lot about blue stars from Su Bai and was greatly shocked. Don't worry, I will cure your injury. Although you have suffered severe injuries, in our world, you can recover. Su Bai comforted the Queen Medusa. If he had the elixir of immortality in his hand, not to mention healing the injury, he could even make Medusa become an immortal on the spot. So curing Medusa's injury is not a problem, it's just about making money. Hello, take a rest. Su Bai allowed Queen Medusa to move freely in the secret realm. Thank you, young master. Medusa nodded slightly to Su Bai in greeting. This familiar desert terrain made her feel quite at ease. Su Bai opened up today's second expansion. Although he dug out Queen Medusa for his first expansion, there was no substantial gain. In order to treat Medusa's injury, she had to spend a lot of money instead. So I must hurry up and make money. Su Bai has once again activated the expansion function. In the air of the secret realm, 14 scattered luminous mining points appeared again. The larger the secret realm, the more excavation points there are to choose from, and the higher the probability of finding good things. Every expansion will make the secret realm slightly larger. Those extraordinary beings who have opened the secret realm for hundreds of years even belong to the realm that stretches for thousands of miles, vast and terrifying. Every time they dig, there are tens of thousands of excavation points for them to choose from. Su Bai's gaze quickly swept over these excavation points, and rows of text appeared in her eyes. He looked at more than 10 glowing mining points and suddenly a thought flashed through his mind. Queen Medusa traveled with the flame, and since she's here, maybe the flame is also nearby. From the conversation just now, Su Bai already knows why Queen Medusa traveled through time. Queen Medusa has been dug out by him, so the strange fire should not be far from his secret realm either. Maybe by digging a few more times, we can dig it out. If I could obtain the Qingchen Earth Heart Fire, it would definitely greatly enhance my strength. Su Bai's eyes flashed with anticipation. He has a golden fingertip, as long as the Qingchen Earth Heart Fire is nearby, it can definitely be dug out. Su Bai withdrew her thoughts, carefully read the prompt text, and prepared to choose a mining site. Since he has only excavated once, the nearby space will change accordingly. So the information revealed by those mining points before has also undergone corresponding changes. Digging point 1. There is 100-year-old blood spirit grass behind, although it is difficult for you to use, it can be sold for a high price. Digging point 2. There is a wicked spirit leopard that has been hungry for more than 10 days behind, and you will become its delicious food. Digging point 3. The back is empty and there is nothing. Su Bai looked through all the excavation points in a row, and finally chose to excavate the first light point. Blood spirit grass is a spiritual grass that absorbs fresh blood and grows. It has a tremendous amount of evil energy, and when taken directly, it is easy to be disturbed by the evil energy and become demonic. But blood spirit grass has many special uses. 100-year-old blood spirit grass can be sold at a high price of at least 1,000 gold coins. Su Bai started digging without saying a word. A few seconds later, a spirit grass resembling a baby's palm and blood red throughout the body appeared in the palm of Su Bai's hand. He quickly took out a wooden box and carefully packed it. This thing can be worth thousands of gold coins. It's all up to it to refine one's own flesh and heal Queen Medusa. There is a cooling time after each excavation. Su Bai plans to return to the Blue Star first and take the blood spirit grass as soon as possible. He doesn't have a specialized container for storing spirit grass in his hand, and the medicinal properties of blood spirit grass will pass over time, so he needs to sell it as soon as possible. Buy some Mu Guanghua liquid and therapeutic items by the way. You stay in the secret realm, I'll come as soon as I go. Su Bai left a message for Medusa and quickly left the secret realm. He can't leave with Medusa. It's just that Medusa's appearance is too provocative, and she has a snake tail, which is too eye-catching when taken out. And now I am too weak. In order to reduce trouble, Su Bai decided to act alone. In the small room, Su Bai's figure appeared in the room in a flash, and he immediately walked towards the outside. He walked briskly to a building called Wanyao Pavilion. This is the place to purchase and sell spiritual herbs and medicines. Su Bai walked straight to the counter, knocked on the cabinet, and said calmly, I want to sell spiritual herbs. The appraiser of the Wanyao Pavilion immediately smiled and said, it's easy to say, what kind of spiritual herb will the young master take action on? Su Bai didn't talk to him anymore, lifted the lid of the wooden box, revealing the blood spirit grass inside that was crystal clear like blood jade. As a spiritual medicine appraiser, one is naturally a discerning person. Just a quick glance reveals that the blood spirit grass that Su Bai brought out is not short in age. So it's a distinguished guest. Sorry, this way, please. More than 10 minutes later, Su Bai walked out of the Wanyao Pavilion, carrying over 1,000 gold coins in her arms. He also replaced the wooden box in his hand with a few bottles of Mu Guanghua liquid. The market for blood spirit grass is better than Su Bai thought, selling for 1,500 gold coins. Su Bai originally planned to spend money to buy Mu Guanghua Yi. But as soon as the appraiser heard Su Bai speak, he immediately agreed to give away a few bottles of Su Bai for free. Although there wasn't much money, Su Bai still smiled and accepted it. After leaving the Wanyao Pavilion, Su Bai originally planned to return to the secret realm, but changed direction midway and headed towards the night market. Take a look at the night market, maybe you can find some good things. Su Bai thought of her golden finger. Mining didn't earn much money, relying on the prompt function to pick up some leaks should not be a problem. P.S. New book upload, hoping to receive your support and recognition. If you think it's okay, please give me more flowers, review tickets, and monthly tickets. Thank you very much for your help, and I will be more attentive. 005, picking up 3 leaks in a row, worth 4 million gold coins. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Night Market. Although it was late at night, the night market was brightly lit and the crowd was bustling. On both sides of the 3-kilometer-long street, there are dense street stalls. There are countless shops on both sides of the road. Since the opening of the secret realm, night markets across the country have also ushered in glory. Many people will take out their unused items and set up stalls to exchange for money. Some people dig up strange and difficult to distinguish items and take them to the night market, hoping that some unscrupulous individuals can take them away at a high price. Most of these things are garbage, but there are also real treasures. Some people are picking up lost treasures in the night market and then reselling them, earning a lot of money. Su Bai walked through the crowd, her eyes quickly skimming over various street stalls. No one noticed the smile on the corner of his mouth. Once you arrive at the night market, you can confirm that the prompt function is indeed effective. He only needs to look at any object, and the detailed information of that object will be revealed. This is not a proper leak detection tool. As long as you can pick up 1 or 2 artifacts on these street stalls, won't the gold coins fall from the sky with a clatter. I have solved the expenses of refining my own flesh and healing Queen Medusa's wounds. However, imagination is beautiful, reality is cruel. Su Bai has almost walked through this night market and couldn't see anything good. The things on those street vendors, each with a more cool design, are actually just trash. Even though it's just a few gold coins worth of something, those vendors dare to bid a price of 500 to 600 gold coins. It seems that picking up leaks is not an easy task. Su Bai rubbed her eyebrows, feeling greatly disappointed in her heart. At this moment, Su Bai suddenly stopped and looked at a stall on the right side of the road. In the inconspicuous corner of the stall, there is something like a mud ball. Dust-clearing pill. Peel off the external dirt and contain a perfect quality dust-clearing pill inside, making it a great healing product. Looking at the prompt text, Su Bai's eyes suddenly lit up. Finally, he discovered something good. Qingchen Pill is a healing pill that is just right for Medusa to use. The latter's injuries can recover at least 50.6%. Su Bai walked silently to the stall, not looking at the pill, but at something else. Picking up loopholes in TV dramas, isn't that how they all act? Brother, everything I have here is definitely top quality. Buying it means making a profit. The owner of this street stall is an old man wearing a Taoist robe with white hair and beard, holding a broomstick in his hand, looking quite ethereal. Faced with the old man's boasting, Su Bai ignored it and just let out a faint sigh. Let me take a look first. Su Bai plans to take a look at other things first and buy a few more later, along with the pill. This can avoid being ripped off. Just at this glance, Su Bai was stunned. This stall looks dilapidated, there are actually quite a few good things. In the bottom left corner of the stall, there is a dark green stone that looks quaint and unremarkable. But the prompt text has a long string. Fish in the stone. One of the ancient wonders of the stone, containing a handful of spiritual spring that can be consumed to refine the body. There is also an 8 precious fish inside, which can prolong life after consumption. Fish in the stone. Su Bai forcefully suppressed her inner excitement and tried not to reveal it. At first, a fist-sized fish in a stone was auctioned off and sold for a high price of hundreds of thousands of gold coins. And the fish in this stone is at least the size of a basketball. The value will definitely double. The thought of hundreds of thousands of gold coins waving at her excited Su Bai's heart. There are many good things in this stall, I need to search carefully. Su Bai held her breath and continued to search quietly on the stall. In just a few seconds, his eyes shrank again, his gaze fixed on a weapon similar to a tang sword. Breaking the sky long saber. A weapon that has reached the level of a divine weapon. Its appearance is wrapped in strange rust, and the blade's edge is not visible. It can be cleared with decaying poisonous grass juice to restore its sharpness. Divine weapon. Su Bai's eyes suddenly shrank. The weapons in this world are divided into many levels. Except for non-mainstream weapons, most of them are ordinary weapons, followed by sharp weapons, and then divine weapons. The price of a divine weapon can reach millions of gold coins. Su Bai felt like she was about to faint with happiness. This stall is simply his paradise. The combined value of Qingchen Pill, Pokong Long Blade, and Stone Fish can all exceed 4 million gold coins, right? For the current Su Bai, this is no less than astronomical numbers. No matter how much Su Bai controls it, the corners of her mouth are uncontrollably rising wildly. Su Bai spent a few minutes calming down before pointing to the vendor for a few things. Wrap these up for me, they look okay. Su Bai asked for more than 10 things in one breath, including the fish in the stone, the cleansing dust pill, and the breaking sky long blade. The old man looked at Su Bai with a skeptical gaze, clearly muttering inwardly. Although the old man was quite suspicious in his heart, he still quoted Su Bai a price. He, young master, you really have a good eye. These. Total 950 gold coins. The old man hesitated for a moment when quoting, obviously raising the price. The corners of Su Bai's mouth slightly curled up. Buy back something worth 4 million gold coins at a price of 950 gold coins. If we don't bargain, will he still be human? It's too expensive, 400 gold coins. If you can accept it, I'll take it with me. If you can't, I'll say goodbye. The old man's mouth twitched a few times. Come up and chop in half first. I've encountered an expert. This doesn't work, at least they all cost 900 gold coins. 500. Old age is just making a meager profit. 600 gold coins, no more. After some theory, this batch of goods was finally sold at a price of 650 gold coins. No. Su Bai picked up the package that the old man had packed and paid for it with one hand and delivered it with the other. After clearing the money and goods, Su Bai picked up the package and turned around to leave. He doesn't want to stay outside for a moment now. No matter who carries 4 million gold coins on their shoulders, they are probably going to panic. However, Su Bai walked not far from the night market when he was stopped by someone and almost bumped into the ladder. A refreshing fragrance immediately rushed into his nose. Wait a moment. P.S. New book upload, hoping to receive your support and recognition. If you think it's okay, please give me more flowers, review tickets, and monthly tickets. Thank you very much for your help, and I will be more attentive. Winning the game, Royal Token. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su Bai immediately stopped and frowned as she looked in front of her. A girl wearing a black chiffon skirt blocked his way forward. The girl's facial features are incredibly delicate, with a hint of dominance and pride between her eyebrows and eyes. A black long skirt perfectly highlights the tight figure of the girl. Su Bai could tell that the arrogant aura was not something that ordinary family heirs could possess. Standing next to the girl were two burly middle-aged people, who looked like bodyguards. Miss, stop me, but what's up? Su Bai's eyes flickered, looking at the girl with some vigilance, and several thoughts flashed quickly in her mind. This girl. Is she here to rob money and lust? I just picked up a leak in my front foot, but she caught my attention in the back foot. The situation is not good. You're very good. The girl stared at Su Bai and said in an unquestionable tone. You only have the 5th level of the Mud Realm, so you probably haven't been the master of the Secret Realm for long, have you? If you choose to be loyal to me, I can provide you with a plan to refine 70 layers of your body, and even I can bear all the refining resources for you. The girl's words are astonishing. Su Bai was immediately shocked. At the same time, my heart became even more confused. This girl doesn't seem to be here to rob money, but rather to recruit herself. Why? Su Bai was confused in her heart, but immediately thought of the answer. He calmly looked at the heavy package on his shoulder. By the way, this girl must have seen the truth behind her leak detection and felt like a treasure connoisseur. These days, treasure connoisseurs are very popular, and wherever they go, they are always guests. Due to the mining of numerous secret realms, many strange treasures have been unearthed. A senior appraiser who can accurately evaluate the value and purpose of these treasures. And there are very few senior appraisers of Blue Star. This has also led to the industry being very popular. After understanding the truth of the matter, Su Bai's heart calmed down. This girl has quite a big hand. With just one move, it was a plan to refine the 70 layers of the flesh body. This is enough to drive countless people crazy. Just. For Su Bai, this is not very tempting. He has a prompt function that can achieve perfect refining of 108 layers. Besides, Su Bai felt that her current strength was relatively weak, and what she needed to do was to engage in lewd development, rather than getting involved in other things. Thank you very much for your flattery, miss, but there's no need for the plan. In terms of resources, I think the girl is also very clear. Since I have this ability, money is not a problem. As soon as Su Bai finished speaking, the middle-aged man next to the girl frowned and scolded. Bold, do you know who the person standing in front of you is? The girl immediately glanced sideways at the guard beside her, and the person immediately shut up and whispered, I understand my mistake. The girl did not show any anger towards Su Bai's extremely straightforward refusal. Her gaze towards Su Bai actually added a touch of appreciation. A person with true abilities is qualified to be proud in front of her. Since you don't need these, there's no need to rush to reject me. If necessary, come to me with a token. The girl's gaze signaled to the people around her. The middle-aged man immediately took out a golden token and handed it to Su Bai. Su Bai took the golden token and looked up to find that the girl had already turned and walked away. He lowered his head in confusion and re-examined the token in his hand. The token seems to be made of gold, with 9 dragons carved on the back and a win character painted on the front. Sure. Su Bai's heart suddenly shook. As is well known, there is only one winner in Daqin. The royal family wins. This is actually a token of the royal family. Did the girl just now become difficult or a princess? Su Bai pondered on the spot for a moment before finally putting away the token, carrying a backpack, and returning. And next to the night market street. The girl stared at Su Bai's distant figure with a deep gaze. And beside the young girl, besides the 2 middle-aged people before, there was also an old man holding a brush. Princess Chang, is this kid really worth giving you a token? The middle-aged man behind her couldn't help but wonder and asked. Ingluor didn't answer his question, instead he turned his head to look at the old man. Chu Lao, is this person's treasure appreciation ability really not inferior to yours? The old man gently brushed the dust and gazed at Su Bai's distant back. At first, this son should have come for the Qingchen Dan, and then he chose the divine weapon long sword and the strange stone. Seeing that the Qingchen Pill was wrapped in dirt was not very skilled, perhaps noticing the strangeness of the dark green stone was quite remarkable. I'm not very young, but my eyes are very sharp. All 3 valuable things were taken away by this person. Your Highness Royal Highness Princess lost all his money this time. The old man tilted his gaze at Ingluor and jokingly said. It's okay, as long as a fish catches the bait, it's worth it, said Ingluor without any worries. Millions of gold coins are not a big number for her. This stall was set up by her. The old man guarding the stall is named Chu Tiannu, who is the most proficient treasure appraiser around her. Most of the items on the stall are garbage, but those 3 things are the most precious. A perfect level of dust-clearing pill worth millions of gold coins. The long sword divine weapon contaminated by strange rust can sell for over 100,000 gold coins even if it cannot be repaired. And that dark green stone, even the treasure connoisseur Chu Tiannu was a bit uncertain about what it was. According to Chu Tiannu's estimation, these 3 things add up to at least 2 million gold coins. If it weren't for the intentional setting up of a bureau, how could there be 3 treasures on such a night market stall at the same time? And all 3 of these things were taken away by Su Bai. This is by no means a coincidence. While Su Bai selected these 3 things, Ingluor recognized him as a master of treasure appreciation. Even though Su Bai is young, Ingluor is extremely surprised. So young, yet with such a high level of treasure appreciation. The reason why Ingluor set up this game is to find the top treasure appraiser. She must win the first prize at the treasure appraisal conference in 15 days. So after Su Bai took action, she immediately began to solicit. Unfortunately, the recruitment was not successful. But Ingluor was not disappointed, but instead became increasingly interested in Su Bai. She looked in the direction where Su Bai's figure had disappeared and murmured softly. A gift of 2 million gold coins and a royal token, in exchange for your one move, this sincerity should be enough. P.S. New book upload, hoping to receive your support and recognition. If you think it's okay, please give me more flowers, review tickets, and monthly tickets. Thank you very much for your help, and I will be more attentive. 007 The original appearance of the Qingchen Pill, named Colorful Scales, emitting. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su Bai returned home without stopping and immediately entered the secret realm. He shook out the contents of his luggage in one go. Those garbage were left aside by Su Bai, leaving only the Qingchen Pill, the fish in the stone, and the damaged broken sky long blade. Queen Medusa, seeing Su Bai so excited, also walked over. To be more precise, it was swimming over. Queen Medusa swayed her snake tail, leaving strange marks on the desert, walking silently. In every move, the queen's nobility and grace are fully displayed. The young master is so happy and has gained a lot. Queen Medusa looked at Su Bai's face and said lightly. During the period of Su Bai's departure, Queen Medusa had a clear understanding of the current situation. She arrived in a strange place and was seriously injured. If you want to recover to your peak state and find your way home, the only thing you can rely on is Su Bai. From Su Bai's previous performance, it can be seen that he does not have any hostility towards himself. Since that's the case, my attitude towards him should also be gentle. Ha ha ha, colorful scales, you have a chance of recovery. Su Bai carefully picked up the Qingchen Pill and excitedly said. Due to being too excited, he casually called out the future name of Queen Medusa. Colorful scales. Is the young master calling me? Queen Medusa said with a puzzled expression, murmuring the name Colorful Scales in her heart. Listen. That's pretty good too. Upon hearing this, Su Bai's body stiffened uncontrollably. I forgot, at this time, Queen Medusa didn't have a name yet. Just as Su Bai was thinking about how to explain, Queen Medusa beside her spoke up. This name is quite good. In the future, my name in this world will be called, Siley. Queen Medusa's gaze was somewhat emotional. After their birth, the Snake Man tribe will use a secret technique to infuse the soul of a snake-shaped warcraft into their bodies, and as they age and grow in strength. This snake-shaped monster, as a companion soul, will gradually merge with them and eventually become inseparable from each other. The companion soul of Queen Medusa is the sixth order demon, the purple flame snake. This purple and fiery snake has a trace of ancient monster blood flowing through its body. If there is enough chance, it may be able to activate that faint blood and evolve into their ancient ancestor. The colorful sky swallowing python. The name, Colorful Scale, is quite in line with the image of the seven-colored swallowing python. But when she remembered the scene from the last evolution, Queen Medusa couldn't help but feel lingering fear. Can she successfully evolve? Colorful Scales, don't worry. Su Bai looked at Queen Medusa with a dim gaze and immediately guessed what she was thinking. I will not only help you recover to your peak, but also help you successfully evolve. Not only the seven-colored sky python, but even the nine-colored sky python. Queen Medusa's heart trembled. She stared into Su Bai's eyes, whose gaze was incredibly sincere. Obviously, it is not just a casual remark. Queen Medusa instantly felt a soft spot in her heart hit by something, and an inexplicable emotion rose from the bottom of her heart. As a snake race with a cold bloodline, she was once on par with humans in terms of fire and water. Apart from ethnicity, she has nothing to care about. But today I was like this by a human man. I'll peel off the Qingchen Pill first. This thing is extremely beneficial for your injury. Su Bai's words interrupted Kai Li's wild thoughts. She immediately withdrew her mind, and the blush that appeared on her cheeks flashed away. Su Bai picked up the Qingchen Pill and gently exerted force on her palm. A burst of energy erupted from his hand. The pitch-black stains surrounding the Qingchen Pill instantly peeled off, revealing a pure and flawless, round pill like an ice crystal lotus seed. At the moment when the Qingchen Dan revealed its true appearance, the refreshing fragrance of the Dan instantly overflowed. Su Baiguang took a sip and felt as if his body had been purified once, feeling incredibly comfortable. This pill. Kai Lian was also mesmerized by it, and her face was shocked. This is at least a perfect level 6th grade pill. I don't have a jade box for storing pills, take them quickly. Su Bai hurriedly lifted the elixir to the edge of her colorful scales and red lips. Kai Lian's face hesitated and she didn't take the pill immediately. This pill is too precious. Do you really want me to take it, young master? Kai Lian felt a bit dazed. I traveled to a strange world and met a man who was so devoted to me. A perfect quality 6th grade pill, give it as you please. Before Kai Li could get the answer, she suddenly felt a round and plump thing being stuffed into her mouth. The refreshing fragrance of the elixir instantly filled her mouth. As soon as the elixir entered her mouth, it turned into a viscous medicinal force, and a warm white stream flowed down her throat into her abdomen, blending into her limbs and bones. Su Bai withdrew her right hand and wiped the sparkling brushed saliva from her fingertips. Offensive. If you refuse again, the medicinal power will dissipate. Although this pill dirt envelopes the Qingchen Pill, it also becomes its best protection. Once the pill dirt is dispersed, the medicinal power will immediately begin to evaporate. For Su Bai's sudden action, Kai Lian instinctively had some resistance, but that resistance was fleeting. She looked at Su Bai's handsome face, and a warm feeling flowed in her heart. Although her actions were a bit reckless, Su Bai was considering herself after all. Thank you very much, young master. Then I'll go digest the medicine first. A blush quickly appeared on the colorful scale cheeks, and as soon as she left, she returned to the stone platform and carefully absorbed the medicinal power. The matter with Tsai Li has been resolved, and now it's my turn. Su Bai stretched lazily, found a wooden bucket, and took a large bucket of hot water. Then he poured in the Mu Guanghua liquid and quickly stripped himself naked, slipping into the bucket with a sizzling sound. The power of Mu Guang flower liquid immediately immersed itself in the hot water and into the pores of Su Bai. Impurities and toxins in his body flow out through his open pores. With continuous soaking, the scent of Su Bai also became slightly stronger. P.S. New book upload, hoping to receive your support and recognition. If you think it's okay, please give me more flowers, review tickets, and monthly tickets. Thank you very much for your help, and I will be more attentive. 008 Medusa's strength has recovered, comparable to extraordinary. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The hot water mixed with Mu Guanghua liquid presents a seductive purple color. But as the Su Bai is soaked, the medicinal power is gradually absorbed, and countless impurities flow out through the pores. The purple hot water gradually turned black and emitted an unpleasant odor. This is caused by the elimination of impurities from the body of Su Bai. After more than 10 minutes, the hot water in the bucket became warm and cool. Soaked in a wooden barrel, Su Bai suddenly opened her eyes. That gaze was much clearer than before. Quenched 6th layer. I crawled out of the Su Bai bucket and returned to the room to wash it. After absorbing the Mu Guanghua liquid, he has reached the 6th layer of the quenched body. After washing up, Su Bai finally took a closer look at herself. The mortal body. It is best to take black flame grass for refining on the next layer to eliminate toxins from the surrounding acupoints, and then use jade marrow crystal powder, white heart flowing flame flower. To Su Bai's surprise, this prompt provided information on the required refining materials for the next 10 layers. This reduces his many troubles and allows him to collect more than 10 layers of refined items at once. Black flame grass. Su Bai remembers that in the plan given by the school, there was also black flame grass. But that's the quenched material that will only be used in the 10th layer. And I will use the 7th layer myself. It seems that although the solution provided by the system is complete, the value of the required quenched materials in the future will also be quite expensive. If there is not enough funds, it may be difficult to get it. Speaking of funds, Su Bai immediately thought of what he had just found in the night market. The Qingchen Pill has been given to Kaiscale, leaving only the fish in the stone and the damaged broken sky long blade. These two things are both of great value. As long as he can make the same move, I believe he can make a lot of money. Su Bai returned to the secret realm and carefully examined the dark green stone. The prompt is very clear, there is a sleeping octopus inside this dark green stone. The 8 treasure fish is a legendary spirit fish that has been extinct since ancient times. Clothing can enhance strength, change physical qualifications, and even achieve immortality. There are doubts about whether taking it can lead to immortality, and Su Bai has doubts about it. However, there is no doubt that these 8 precious fish are valuable and cannot even be described in terms of money. I can't open it yet. Su Bai pondered for a moment before putting down the dark green stone. He didn't have a suitable storage item on hand, and once he opened the stone, it would be difficult to preserve the handful of spiritual springs and 8 precious fish. First, let's deal with the breaking sky long saber. Su Bai decided to repair the sky-breaking long blade first. The value of 8 treasure fish is too expensive and a bit hot. And this divine weapon is not only easy to preserve, but also easy to wield. After repairing it, he would sell it at any auction and millions of gold coins would flow into his pocket like flowing water. Su Bai picked up the long knife that broke through the air, his gaze fixed on the rust on the blade. Breaking the sky long saber. A weapon that has reached the level of a divine weapon. Its appearance is wrapped in strange rust, and the blade's edge is not visible. It can be cleared with decaying poisonous grass juice to restore its sharpness. This long sword has reached the level of a divine weapon. Its light should have been like a dragon's light, but it can bloom with a cold light in the virtual room. But it was covered up by this strange rust, so that its sharpness did not show. Fortunately, the prompt is very clear. You can remove this rust with the juice of decaying poisonous grass. Su Bai's figure flickered and disappeared into the secret realm. About an hour later, he returned with a strange bottle of sparkling medicine in his hand. In order to purchase this bottle of poisonous herb juice, Su Bai spent all her gold coins. He carefully put on specialized gloves, pulled out the stopper of the medicine bottle, and poured all the purple-black medicine onto the long knife that broke through the air. Rotting poisonous grass juice is highly toxic. With his current strength, even a little bit will rot his flesh and blood, so he has to be cautious. Hiss, the highly corrosive and toxic poison grass juice immediately makes a squeaking and piercing sound when it touches the blade. White smoke that choked the nose also rose from the blade. Cough cough. Su Bai waved the air and coughed a few times. Then he carefully wiped the remaining medicine on the blade with a rag. Zheng. At the moment when the cloth was wiped clean, the originally simple blade suddenly burst out with a cold 100 rays of light. Mangguang Chong Nyo Do. The power of divine weapons is now fully displayed. It is truly a weapon of divine weapon level. Su Bai's eyes suddenly lit up, and she couldn't put it down as she held the long sword. If it weren't for his lack of swordsmanship, he could have kept this long sword. However, what he needs to accumulate now is primitive capital. Although divine weapons are of high value, they can still be purchased with money in the future. Bang! Suddenly, Su Bai felt a wave of air coming from afar. He immediately looked sideways. The source of the waves is the stone platform. The colorful scales that had digested the medicine on the stone platform before have now opened their eyes, with a strong sense of joy in their eyes. "How is the injury?" Su Bai asked. The figure of the colorful scales flickered and appeared in front of Su Bai. The strength has been restored by nearly 70%. Previously, due to severe injuries, Su Bai could not feel the strength of Kai's scales. However, now that the injury has healed, the imperial grace and domineering demeanor on Kai Li's body gradually becomes prominent. His body emitted an incredibly strong aura. Roughly equivalent to your extraordinary realm. Middle class. Colorful scales have some uncertain ways. She has only learned about the hierarchical system of this world from Su Bai's mouth. The actual combat power is still uncertain. In the extraordinary realm, that's already impressive enough. Su Bai's eyes lit up and her mood was quite excited. Colorful scales have only regained 7 layers, and now they have extraordinary and mediocre strength. If everything is restored, it should be on par with the top and extraordinary. This is a big help. If the colorful scale can evolve into the colorful swallowing python, its strength should reach the level of saint. Su Bai looked at the long knife in her hand and felt a movement in her heart. Being a little muddy, dealing with divine weapons can inevitably be a bit eye-catching. Wearing colored scales can save you a lot of trouble. Su Bai smiled mischievously at the corner of her mouth and said, "Since her strength has recovered, are you interested in going out and taking a look?" Kai Lian only saw the expression on Su Bai's face and guessed what he was thinking inside. But she didn't refuse. She is truly curious about this world, so it's good to go out and take a look. Secondly, Su Bai should repay her kindness. Okay. Su Bai agreed without hesitation when he saw the colorful scales, and left the secret realm with her. P.S. New book upload, hoping to receive your support and recognition. If you think it's okay, please give me more flowers, review tickets, and monthly tickets. Thank you very much for your help, and I will be more attentive. 009, Auction, Treasure Appraiser's Surprise, Seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Kai Lian looked at the tall buildings arranged in rows in surprise, with a slightly surprised expression on her face. These strange buildings are built so densely that they can accommodate 1,000 people in one building. Don't you really feel crowded? Although surprised in her heart, Kai Li's face showed no signs of abnormality. Su Bai occasionally glanced at the colorful scales and nodded secretly. Undoubtedly the queen, every move appears indifferent and luxurious. Along the way, the colorful scales attracted a lot of attention, and the rate of turning heads was directly increased. However, most people are attracted by the beauty of the colorful scales, and do not think that she is so unique with a snake-like body and tail. With the development of the secret realm, many people have discovered creatures of other races in the realm. Beast-eared women and snake women are both present. The weaker of these races are mostly enslaved by blue star humans. Some cute beast-eared women have become playthings for human powerhouses. But there are also powerful races. For example, in the development of a public high-level secret realm, the Three Eyes clan was unexpectedly discovered. The Three Eyes clan has unparalleled strength, and there are even feather immortals sitting within the clan. After a final battle between the Three Eyes clan and the Human Strong, the two sides reached a reconciliation. That public secret realm has become the ancestral home of the Three Eyes clan, and Blue Star humans are not allowed to enter without permission. There are many similar examples. Some races even migrated to Blue Star and built human forbidden zones one by one. The current Blue Star is vastly different from 100 years ago. It seems that due to the continuous development of the secret realm, the volume of the Blue Star is continuously expanding. Once someone dies, their secret realm will be absorbed by the Blue Star and become a part of the planet, or a public secret realm that can be developed by everyone. Someone has calculated that the current Blue Star is at least 7 or 8 times larger than before. Many extended areas have become uninhabited areas. As time passes, the blue star will continue to expand. In thought, Su Bai and Kai Li arrived at the entrance of the Yunhai auction. As one of the top auctions in the Dragon Kingdom, the Yunhai auction is built with unparalleled luxury. The biggest feature of the Yunhai auction is that gate. The huge gate is like a heavenly gate, towering in the center of the city. Above the door, various patterns flicker, stirring the power of destruction. Looking from afar, it is awe-inspiring. The entire auction house is shrouded in dense clouds and mist, as if in a fairyland, beautiful and magnificent. I heard that this building was not built by humans, but was excavated from a high-level secret realm by the people behind the auction and then relocated as a whole. The clouds and mist around the auction house are not just decorations, but also the formation that guards the auction house. Even in an extraordinary realm, if one dares to have ulterior motives, they will be directly wiped out by the formation. This is not only financial strength, but also a symbol of strength. Kai Lian also noticed something unusual and his face was a bit cautious. Young master, the clouds and mist are extraordinary, making me feel a little palpitated. Su Bai nodded lightly and walked into the auction with colorful scales. He's here to do business seriously, not to cause trouble. Is he afraid of something? After entering the auction, a waitress immediately walked over with a sweet smile on her face. I want to auction off a divine weapon. Su Bai got straight to the point. The Yunhai auction has a strong foundation and excellent reputation. He is not worried that the other party will have malicious intentions. There is no need to hide and pinch. The maid's face was startled. She looked at Su Bai and Kai Li, and immediately spoke up, wait a moment. I will immediately invite a professional appraiser to come over, and I hope you can sit in the private room for a moment. The maid led Su Bai into the elegant room and respectfully brought him the best tea and some dim sum. A person who can wield divine weapons is not something that a young maid can provoke. This young man looks nothing special except handsome. But the maid behind him has an extremely elegant and noble temperament. This person is not an ordinary person to have such a graceful snake woman as a servant. Not long. An elderly man with white hair walked over with a smile. I hope your esteemed guest can spare no effort in using divine weapons to observe for me. The appraiser speaks politely and without any loss of courtesy. Su Bai was not afraid either, and her figure disappeared in place before quickly appearing again. She then pulled out a long knife that pierced the air. When holding the knife, Su Bai was still muttering in her heart. When you have money, you must get a space ring. Otherwise, every time I pick up something, I have to go back to the secret realm, which is too troublesome. However, Su Bai's behavior is very normal in the eyes of the elderly. People who can wield divine weapons will not have a space ring. Are you joking? Divine weapons, of course, are the safest things to keep in a secret realm. Even if there is space for the ring, it will not be carried with you. Ha! The old man took the long knife with a smile and only glanced at it. His face changed. What's wrong? Su Bai frowned and asked, seeing that the appraiser's face was different. It's nothing, I hope you can forgive me. I don't have a deep understanding of sword-like divine weapons, so I need to consult with other treasure connoisseurs. The old man stood up with a smile, showing no signs of anything unusual. As soon as possible. Su Bai's face was somewhat displeased. The old man's statement is clearly an excuse. I don't know what the other party is up to. But with the reputation and word-of-mouth of the Cloud Sea auction, there shouldn't be any ulterior motives for a divine weapon, right? Su Bai glanced at the colorful scales beside her again, her heart slightly calmed. With colorful scales around, there shouldn't be any problems. After leaving the elegant room, the old man immediately showed a serious expression and walked quickly into the depths of the auction. He tapped on the door of a room. Miss, there's a situation. A few seconds later, a slight female voice came out of the room. Enter. After obtaining permission, the old man pushed the door in. The room has a clear view, and all the furnishings have a hint of ancient charm. A beautiful woman sat cross-legged in the room, meditating. A woman's temperament is as ethereal as a fairy, like a fairy painted on a wall. The woman's name is Yu Chenwei and she is the daughter of the founder of the auction. Currently responsible for overseeing most of the auction affairs. The old man approached the woman and respectfully recounted what had just happened. That hollow long knife, His Highness the Long Royal Highness Princess once used it for us to repair. We tried it thousands of times, but we couldn't repair it. But the long knife that this person brought with him was intact and undamaged. I heard that Princess Chang brought this knife to the night market as bait, and this young man is probably the one Lord Chang is mainly looking for. Upon hearing this, Yu Chenwei opened her eyes slightly, and the light in her eyes shone as if it were real. Are you sure it's the same divine weapon? Her voice was not cold, but carried an ethereal meaning. I'm sure this is the damaged magic weapon in the hands of His Highness the Long Royal Highness Princess. When Yu Chenwei suddenly became interested, the corners of his mouth slowly curled up. In order to attend the treasure appraisal conference, winning Luo'er even resorted to that foolish method. It seems that she is really in a hurry. Is it difficult? Was she really able to find a treasure connoisseur by looking for a needle in a haystack? Take me to meet this person. P.S. New book upload, hoping to receive your support and recognition. If you think it's okay, please give me more flowers, review tickets, and monthly tickets. Thank you very much for your help, and I will be more attentive. 010, suspected to come from the immortal tribe, the shock of Yu Chenwei. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Under the guidance of the old man, Yu Chenwei slowly arrived outside the Yajian where Su Bai was located. The old man respectfully opened the door to her private room. Yu Chenwei lifted her lotus steps lightly and stepped into the house. As soon as she entered the door, she saw Su Bai sitting in the main seat, her face slightly surprised. Because of perceiving the strength of Su Bai, surprisingly only the 6th level of the mud tire realm. Are you joking? Even if one is engrossed in the journey of treasure appreciation, it is impossible to completely let go of cultivation, right? At his age, his peers are already in their 20s or 30s. Even the most impoverished people have 10 layers of muddy soil, right? Some talented demons, with a solid family background, may even have reached an extraordinary realm, such as herself. Before coming, I heard the old man say that this person's strength is very low. But Yu Chenwei didn't expect it to be so low. However, this person actually has a good skin. Even without the ability to discern treasures, one can still survive hunger with this face. Yu Chenwei's gaze quickly shifted away from Su Bai. In her opinion, Su Bai appeared quite ordinary and not enough to attract her too much attention. Immediately, Yu Chenwei's gaze fell on the side of Queen Medusa. At this glance, it made Yu Chenwei's breathing a bit sluggish. As the mastermind behind the Yunhai auction, Qian Jin, the current head of the auction, Yu Chenwei naturally has a strong ability to recognize people. The noble temperament contained in the colorful scales surprised her immensely. This is by no means a temperament that ordinary people can cultivate. As luxurious as an empress, there is a chilling aura of killing between her eyebrows and eyes. And the appearance of this snake woman surprised Yu Chenwei even more. It's not that Yu Yue boasts, she boasts that her beauty is unparalleled in the world, and there is no one on par with her. But the appearance of this snake woman is truly breathtaking, not inferior to her at all. With its elegant aura, it can even surpass others. The strength of this snake woman is equally remarkable, with a powerful aura that reaches an extraordinary 16 levels. In theory, the clay tire can achieve a perfect 108 times of tempering, but most people enter the extraordinary realm at the 36th level. The extraordinary realm consists of 30.3 levels of heaven, and upon reaching its peak, one can transcend the mundane and achieve the realm of saints. Extraordinary 16 levels, already a very powerful combat force. Moreover, the other party is still so young and has unlimited potential in the future. Becoming a saint is an easy task. Yu Chenwei looked at the stunning appearance of the colorful scales, and gradually felt waves in her heart. What surprised Yu Chenwei the most was this snake woman. It seemed like she was just the servant of that young man. Yu Chenwei's heart was instantly shaken. This snake woman, regardless of her demeanor, appearance, strength, or talent, can be called the ultimate demon. That young man looks ordinary, how could he have such a maid? Yu Chenwei's gaze returned to Su Bai's body. She looked at Su Bai with lightning-like eyes, thoroughly and carefully, wanting to see something again. However, they achieved nothing. This person's identity is definitely not simple. Yu Chenwei instantly rejected her previous judgment on Su Bai. In her eyes, colorful scales are like the heavenly gate outside the auction house. She represents not herself, but rather the strength, wealth, and status of the owner. A snake woman with such qualifications is only suitable as a maid, which highlights the extraordinary and noble status of her master. Upon realizing this, Yu Chenwei's gaze towards Su Bai changed dramatically. This person is highly likely to come from a hidden immortal tribe. In the 100 years since the emergence of the secret realm, the inherent class has been broken, and everyone is running on the same starting line. But class is something that will never disappear, it will only be updated and replaced. A new round of shuffling in a century has already been completed. Countless aristocratic families and clans have emerged. The strong ones who first stood at the peak quickly completed the division and control of the world's resources. And some families are extremely brilliant, with stunning and unparalleled ancestors appearing within the family, stepping into the level of feathered immortals. These families are called the Xianzu. They have a heritage that ordinary people cannot imagine. Although it doesn't show off its natural beauty, even if a tip of the iceberg leaks out, it is enough to shake the world. In Yu Chenwei's eyes, Su Bai is highly likely to come from a certain immortal tribe. Even if it's not, the origin won't be any worse. No wonder he doesn't care about improving his strength. Because of this kind of thing, it is simply an easy task for him. With the support of the immortal tribe, he can reach dozens of layers of mud in a short period of time. It is rumored that the immortal clan has developed a plan to refine clay bodies 100 times. Maybe this person has been waiting for the plan to be perfected and then following the path explored by predecessors to reach the peak of the mud tire realm without refining for a long time. Hiss. Yu Chenwei suddenly took a cold breath in her heart. Be cautious with this person and not be careless. The series of psychological reactions of Yu Chenwei may seem very long, but in fact, they are only in a few seconds. She remained calm and immediately put away all her thoughts, revealing a smile. Young master, let me introduce myself. My name is Yu Chenwei and I am currently the owner of this auction. Next, let me discuss with the young master. Is that okay? Su Bai was a bit disoriented by the operation of the Yunhai auction. He just wants to auction off a divine weapon, as for the ups and downs. Even the auctioneer personally came out to entertain guests. Su Bai's heart suddenly felt a little uneasy. Is it because the auction business is not doing well? Or is it that the auctions are now so much internalized? Can even a divine weapon be personally handled by the person in charge, and still be so polite to him? It seems that the Cloud Sea auction is a bit superficial. Of course, please estimate. I'm in a hurry. A faint smile appeared on Su Bai's face. Okay. Yu Chenwei held the long sword in her hand and lightly tapped the blade with her right jade finger. Ding, a melodious sound echoed through the elegant space. As the auctioneer, Yu Chenwei is certainly skilled in identifying treasures. Just listening to the sound is enough to discern the details of this divine weapon. This knife is mainly cast from star meteor cold iron, with extremely high purity, mixed with a little gold and secret phoenix tear gold. The price of these cast materials alone is already very high. The method of casting is even more peculiar, using the ancient method of tempering to forge must have taken a long time. Yu Chenwei only heard this sound and saw many details of the casting of the broken sky long saber. But Su Bai doesn't care about these at all. He just wants to know how much this thing is worth. The auction price of this knife should be around 2 million gold coins. I am willing to advance 2 million for the young master first, and as for the handling fee and commission, they will be waived. How about that? Su Bai couldn't help but brighten her eyes as she listened to the final price. 2 million gold coins. P.S. New book upload, hoping to receive your support and recognition. If you think it's okay, please give me more flowers, review tickets, and monthly tickets. Thank you very much for your help, and I will be more attentive.